All right, so we have a fresh face to join us here on stage. I'm really excited to hear Kevin's stories. Kevin is here from Chicago, living here from Chicago, but he was born and raised in a small town in New England and moved to Chicago in 1999. Kevin began loving motorcycles in the 70s, idolizing Evel Knievel, and dreaming of riding. One chilly April morning in 2013, at 43 years old, he finally got his first moto and has ridden well over 100,000 miles all over the US and Canada, and even a bit of Europe since then. So really looking forward to hearing his tale tonight. Kevin, come join us on stage.
So I guess you're all probably wondering why I called you here. Yeah, so I grew up right near where Jason kind of left off, up in Maine, well, right before the final frame, idolizing Evel Knievel, riding around on a little piece of shit bicycle that my parents could afford to buy me, and not necessarily wanting to jump buses or fountains, but just wanting to ride a motorcycle. And I spent my life not doing that because my parents thought motorcycles were dangerous, and probably right. I'd probably be dead. I probably wouldn't have lived if I would have ridden any earlier than I did. So then I was poor for a while, and then I had a wife who knew my personality and thought it would be a bad idea for me to ride a motorcycle, so I didn't for a long time. And then finally I said, fuck it, she's not going to leave me, I'm riding. And I took the free course at College Lake County on Easter Sunday, and it was like March 31st or something. And I got that signed paper, and you know, I was told you're supposed to really wait until you actually have the M on your license before you take a motorcycle onto the street and ride. But again, fuck that. I'm like, I got that paper, I'll just keep that with me. Most cops are nice, right? And so, yeah, literally it was April, it was spinning snow. I had no idea about the fact that like new motorcycle tires have slick kind of coating on them, and cold asphalt is not exactly conducive to safe riding, and a number of things like that. So armed with my ignorance, I bought my first motorcycle, about $10,000. It was a T100 Triumph, cranberry and cream, perfect New England color bike. And I loved it. I loved it immediately. The first time I hit 30 miles an hour, I was just thrilled. It was my first time riding on an actual public street. And it was illegal too, which was more fun. And so yeah, like immediately the first time I pulled into a gas station, there's some old timer just like applauding because he thinks it's an old bike probably. And then every time I would stop, some older dude, which my brother had, you know, my dad had, it was always these guys. And but it was great. It was like a immediate welcome to, like, if you rode a motorcycle and they rode a motorcycle or used to ride a motorcycle, they would just come talk to you. And I kind of dig that. I'm a very social person myself, and I find that if there's anything aside from alcohol that can make it easier for you to go talk to someone you've never met before, it's when you see them taking a helmet off after they just stepped off their bike. So anyway, that cold April day up in Wisconsin, I had asked my friend to drive me up there, and I had an Audi Q5 that I really liked a lot. And he was following me after I purchased the motorcycle. I didn't even know if it was fuel injected or not. I didn't know anything. I knew nothing, like nothing. I had no idea. And he's following me, and I'm literally 26 miles into the ride. I'm making a right turn, and of course I have the bike in third gear because, you know, and so I stall it because I had it in third gear, and he's like looking to the left and rolling behind me, taps my bike, and I dropped the bike. Literally like 51 minutes into owning the fucking thing. So, and I have to console him because he feels awful. He just put a hole in my drill of my Audi and fucked up my brand new bike. So the gear shifter shears off from the, so I have no little peg on it's just sheared up. So now I've got exactly 26 miles of riding experience, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna call a tow truck. That would just be too logical and easy. And I'm like, I got this. It's not wrapped. It's just banged up. So we continue on. I see cops, so I would take a right and kind of go through a different path, so I wouldn't have to be like in view of the cops. And I got it home, and my wife was thrilled. And I was like, nope, I'm riding this. I don't care. I'm like, I'm not hurt. I'm fine. I'm a little banged up. My bike's really banged up. Probably $1,500 worth of damage. I also then found out that State Farm would not cover the accident because I hadn't told them before I rode it. It was great. So really good, kind of jumping right in with both feet with motorcycle riding. But ever since then, and then really quickly, a week or two later, I rode it back to the place I bought it so they could fix it. And in during that trip, I got pulled over by a cop and got 2 citations for that in a court course, so that was cool. So that was the beginning of motorcycle riding for me at 43 years old, almost 44. It's been 12 and a half years since. And I just can't, I'm glad that this is a no topic one, because I have got 17 different things. But basically, I ride everywhere I can. I travel for work once a year, and I go to Salt Lake City or San Diego, or anywhere where it's like remotely motorcycle friendly. I always knock off at noon on the Saturday at the end of the conference, and then I go and find a motorcycle and I ride it up into a mountain, or like at Salt Lake City. I mean, come on, you know, it's not that hard to find someplace nice to ride. And then San Diego has one of the nicest, biggest observatories I think in the country, maybe the world. Like just about an hour and a half inland and upland. And yeah, and like last year, my wife and I went to Europe and rented motorcycles in Munich and rode to Prague, we rode to Vienna, Salzburg, and then back. And it's just, I think the biggest thing about riding is just, I feel like when I was a kid and I was riding that bike and I was idolizing Evel Knievel, I was just like, you feel like an outlaw because everything you're doing, you're trying to figure out the next thing, and you're not really safe, and you're kind of like, you're just doing stupid shit because you're a kid and it's fun, and then, you know, you get hurt once in a while, but I mean, you try to not let your parents know what's happening, and you try to like have that adventure, and it gets cold and you get cold, and it gets rainy and you get wet. And then when you're an adult, you have an air-conditioned car that's, you know, the air conditioned in the summer and heated in the winter, and you don't smell the smells, you don't feel the feels, the temperature doesn't matter. It's just, you don't have anything at stake. And I think riding for me was like adventure. Like if I took off for several days on a motorcycle, even if the weather looked nice, you might get some bad weather. So the first real trip that we did, my wife and I, so I finally talked her into riding. So eventually she got on the back of my bike after I felt comfortable and she felt comfortable. But I really don't like riding with someone on the back of my bike. I don't care who it is. And I was like, my wife is also very strong personality and very like, I'm like, you would love riding. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking because it's so expensive this way. But I was like, you should have your own bike. And so as it happened, I bought that bike in April of 2013, and in February of 2014, I saw the BMW R9T at the motorcycle show. I fell in love with it, and I'm like, I just spent 10 grand on a freaking motorcycle, and this thing's 15. And I'm like, how do I justify this? I'm like, oh, I know, I'll talk my wife into riding, and then she can ride the Triumph. So anyway, that worked out kind of well. She dropped the Triumph a few times, then we got her a Honda Rebel to practice, then she got back on the Bonneville and had that for a while. Now she rides a 2016 Bonneville T12, she's a big 1200. She's 5'10", she can ride wherever she wants. And so she gets that bike for one summer. I've ridden for like maybe 8,000 miles, she's probably ridden 1,000 miles. And in the spring of 2015, we do our first real big trip where we fly to New Mexico and we rent a couple of motorcycles, a couple of BMWs, and in something Rio. And we ride, so we fly out there, it's May, right? It's early May, but it's May, and it's the South. So I'm like, oh, it's hot down there. So we'll bring our summer gear. And I'm still an idiot, motorcycle-wise, and we pack our summer gear. And we flew out there, and we get the motorcycles, and it's hot. It's like 79, 80 degrees, something like that, and the sun is just kind of beating on you. You get the motorcycles, let's just get going so we get some wind. It's freaking hot. And we immediately climb 5,000 feet towards Durango, Colorado, and it starts hailing. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? I'm like, of course, elevation. Like, I know about elevation. I'm 40-something years old. So then it rains, and then the sun comes up. So you take your rain gear off, and then it rains again, you put it back on. And we get to Durango, and it's like 73 degrees, and it's beautiful, it's sunny, it's gorgeous. And then, so we hang out there for the night. We go to Moab, Utah. We go to the Arches National Park. Have you ever been there? It's gorgeous. We have beautiful weather. And literally, we're in the desert. Like, it's not gonna rain. We brought our rain gear. We brought our thing to wear, the full thing, the stupid thing. And we brought those, thank God. And they stop wind too, so even when it's cold, it actually helps a little bit. So we literally, when we leave Moab, it's raining. It's not like kind of raining, it's raining. It's like, it's serious, like raining for 3 hours. We find out our comm systems aren't as weatherproof as you might like, or would assume that Cena would make them for $500 each, or whatever they are. So we lose communication. She's a new rider. I'm not a super experienced rider, really. And we go to the north rim of the Grand Canyon, have a great time, go to the south rim, have a great time. And then we leave the south rim, it's 53, 54. It's not nice, but it's not bad, but it's gray, so it's not sunny. And this was probably the most memorable portion of a trip that I had for a long time until this last European one, which was we leave the South Rim and we ride towards Flagstaff. So we're gonna stop in Gallup and then we're gonna go back to New Mexico. So we're kind of coming down, and then Flagstaff is probably, I don't know, 8,000, 9,000 feet. And then down the mountain again into Gallup, which I don't know what the elevation is. Anyway, that's when the snow blizzard happened. That's when we really and this is my wife is being really cool. The communications had come back because they dried out. I don't know if you use a bag of rice or whatever, but she's like, WTF. I'm like, it's like 37 freaking degrees. We're wearing summer gear. And I'm like, you know what? Don't lean. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I haven't ridden in the snow either. This is my first time. So riding in a blizzard, 37 degrees, it's snowing. Visibility's garbage. It's literally called Snow Bowl, Arizona. I think it's a resort or something. And we're riding through it in May. Cool. It was like May 13th by that point or something. And so we make it, and it's like a John Prine song. I can't remember the name of it, but like the water all frozen, the bathtub and whatever. But anyway, so I'm like, just don't lean the bike. If you get around up to a curve, just stay as upright as you can. Just slow down. Don't use your brakes a ton. Like if you do, make sure you just ease everything, ease. And she did great. She was amazing. I was really impressed because she had like maybe 1,000 hours of seat. 1,000 miles of seat time, like maybe. And we get to like a cafe in Flagstaff, and we just order coffee and scones or cookies or whatever. We're just like so happy, just so grateful to not be freezing our asses off on a motorcycle, wondering if we're gonna crash. And that is what I love about riding motorcycles. I love riding until I'm sick of fucking riding. I'm just like, or I'm gonna die maybe, like those times. Like, I like to do it until I'm just done, and then I like to not do it. And then I like to do it again, almost immediately, because it wears off real quick. You start to get the Jones a little bit again. And everything along the way, I remember everything about that trip because I was present, because I had to be, because I would be dead. And I love that. It makes me be accountable for myself and for my own safety. I could be in an air-conditioned office or a SUV or whatever and just be doing all these things that we all do as adults, and we're so insulated from reality and from life and from danger. It's freaking boring. I don't like it. I don't need to ride a motorcycle. I didn't, now I do, because I got addicted to it. But yeah, so, and then, so of course the sun comes out, everything melts, it's all fine, we get on our bikes, we're riding to Gallup. And then the wind comes. So I don't know if anyone's ever ridden the Southwest in the spring. 35, 40 mile an hour, like you're leaning like this to go straight. It's annoying. I'd rather ride in the rain, honestly. I'd rather ride in the snow than hard wind. And we've been riding for over a week. And my wife, who is, again, amazing, that she had so much patience, so much confidence, so much trust in me, and just did everything she needed to do. At one point, I was wishing the comms weren't working, and she's like, we need to get the fuck off this highway. I'm losing my mind. I'm like, it's like 30 minutes to the hotel, and we're staying at some place that's like, it was a famous like celebrities back in the 40s and 50s used to stay there. And all the rooms were named after celebrities. And I swear to God, we randomly got the hotel room was Alan Ladd, named after him, and my name's Kevin Ladd. Spelled the same and everything, no relation. And I had a steak. It was this crappy half-inch thick steak, the worst old-fashioned you could imagine, canned corn, but it was warm-ish. It was the best steak I had in I was like, this is amazing, this is so good. I just like appreciating life, and I think ever since I started riding, I not only have all of those experiences and those things that have made me, it's literally therapy. It literally makes me feel, and it makes me happy, and it makes me sad, and it makes me scared, it makes me thrilled, and it does all those things that, I don't know how else to do that except like skydiving, which that's another story, and that's fun. But yeah, and the other thing, of course, like Jason was saying, is the community. And I walk into a bar in Fredericksburg, Texas, in the middle of nowhere. This dude sitting at a bar, and he sees my helmet, his face lights up, and we start talking. Now we're friends. He takes a selfie with me. I get a text from him a year later, are you riding today? Like, just because I was riding a motorcycle, and this guy rides motorcycles, and now we're buddies. Like, we're just acquaintances who, if I ever see him again, we're in the same time, we'll hang out and get a beer. And I started out riding because I want to ride motorcycles, and I got that, and then I got all this other stuff. I discovered so much other stuff that I didn't know I was going to get, like the community and like all the different levels, the massive spectrum of acquaintance all the way to really, really close friendship. And then again, maybe I'll do the Europe story another time. That was 2 weeks, so that was awesome. Thank you all for your attention and polite behavior.
Kevin, thank you so much. He does highlight kind of, I think, what those of us that are out on the two wheels that gets focused on, which is your attention is solely on what you're doing. The world be going to shit around you. I don't know, that could be a current state of affairs. But your mind is purely just paying attention to your turning, who's coming at you, where do you need to go, keeping things in order. So your mind is completely occupied with this task that you're doing. And it's pretty phenomenal. Someone like myself, I'm pretty ADD, sometimes ADHD, and it just zeroes you in on this one thing that you have to do. And then while you're doing those things, you are meeting these amazing community of people. You were saying you just kind of stop somewhere and someone walks up to you. It happens every time I'm getting off the bike. You have them trailering the bike somewhere. Oh yeah, so what's this thing? And people come out of the woodwork. Well, I don't ride, but my so-and-so does. Like, oh yeah. You are just instantly sucked into a 15-minute conversation with a person you've never met before, and you probably won't see again. But they are thrilled that they have something in common with you for those first few minutes. So it's a really cool thing to be a part of. And like Jason has said, as Kevin has said, it's really the community. And you guys are here today proving that the community really matters in this world. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Kevin, for telling your story. Appreciate it. And looking forward to a few more from you.